gentlemen, I'm here on the stage, Union Square, once again, in discussion thereof. What? Do you hear that noise? Listen. Okay, so let's start out this evening with what brews underneath Union Square. What brews underneath Union Square? So I ride upon a border between upstairs and downstairs, in which, in my past, I rise from the ashes of gone together. Now, out of Armageddon, I have 5 Genesis. Of which I'm the road commander. The spinning, whirling mass of matter, antimatter. In the aftermath thereof, the antimatter wars. You see, I meet the road commander myself on First when I'm down on 6th Street. And that's how my dad took me out. We got in a big fight. So down on 6th Street is where the road commander, the swirling mass of antimatter matter, came in, woke me up in the middle of the night, staring at me, and I reach out and shake his hand. Where everything once was green, I touch, turn it black. And Douglas pops out of his bed there and shakes my hand, and I become So where does this come from? This comes from the fact that an antimatter disturbance was detonated while I was in Washington Street, in which the divergence thereof, the 25-foot tall black man gave me his right gauntlet, which I put on my left arm. And it disappeared. He said, "You're going to need this." The black giant nanite man from level 3. That's Genesis 2. Where does this arise from? In the egress there are 2 antimatter disturbances at 1265 Washington, causing the planet to collapse into a black hole. Fair amount of time. This is from Armageddon's 1, 2, and 3, which came extinct before my existence. So I discovered some things there at 1265 Washington, and some of them are that there is 2 singularities there, sitting in the egress, which are in a collapse there, spinning gigantic singularities. In which with all my might, they asked me to go in there and push with all of my might those 2 giant singularities apart as it was spinning down into a gigantic collapse of the universe. So that is where, right now, I say that the shift that I was given a medicalship from the universe for my accomplishments there, Armageddon, was subverted by the human race, which never got awarded. It had been awarded some reason, hadn't it? So back to the Black Man Man. He said, you're going to need this, Douglas. Absolutely. But it's still there. And this has to do with this being, the one's out here and after me, putting shards and element of power in my shoes. Destruction on the moon and of the nether. So they're in there as the likelihood of where I met my friends on planet X and Earth, both one and the same. That urgent timeline, of me becoming friends with the black nanites in the spinning singularity under 1265 Washington, in which I befriended by saying they needed water, and I could hear them, so I did. I gave them water. And out from that west by the tunnel, back then I floated. Live this here once more. Do you believe? Do you believe? So if I was saying to you all of these things, that this all comes from some things that you cannot believe. The singularity over there, caused by the highest kinetic engine impact in the universe. On the corner of the Western St. Francis Hall over there is where that impact caused the whole of the universe to fall into a black hole. They're sentient beings, and so somehow I heard there, you need to push real hard here. Really, really hard here. And so I did. As I was watching the sidewalk collapse into the corner there, I pushed with all my might there, and it reversed the direction of the matter flow into the center. And then, as it started coming out, I realized it was going too fast there out. Maybe I should slow this down. So I pushed it back in until it stopped and out just a little. Stopping the whole agreement, they say, of 17 million near-galactic clusters. Right? They fall into that hole over there. That's what they tell me. That makes me the Hubble constant for 17 million near-galactic clusters in San Francisco. And whether or not that piece of mass, one piece of mass and energy right there, determines whether or not the whole arena fell into the hole here. So back to the Black Man there, I see he is here and watching over this all here. So what I have here is an arena where I'll wrestle championship with God's trebuchet I took an arm wrestling that went up from Vinny all the way up there. Now Vinny, he and I had a little bit of biff somehow, but nevertheless.
Fuck! Dead bullshit, sorry.
I'm over here trying to do a presentation, brother. Could you stop?
Stop? What was like dad starting yelling at me, the fucking right. Good part, fuck this shit. And just not fly out the hill randomly, dude.
Mankind will never interfere. So I had to pause there for a second, deal with that there. When there's no one here, I'm trying to get some peace and look what happens. I look back to the stage. Some asshole, by influence, to fuck my shit up here today. So sorry for the interruption there. I just paused for a second. Anyways, where was I then? I said to you. Back and you came to me and gave me the oracle on the gauntlet there. And the man in the black one. We all know who he is. Not of this arena, not of this mode. You know who I mean. We are at peace now. So, with that being said, the discovery of what I've been doing here is the two antimatter disturbances that happened up on the top of that hill that put me in these arenas of multiple genesis. So when the Ragnanites there said, you need to come here, I was riding up and down an antimatter disturbance on the top of the hill in that egress, in which, because of a time recursion, right? Time recursion. Before I went into the fire would have been disturbance on post tomorrow. Before I went by there, is when I was doing this. So what happened while I was still at Washington Street, you have to understand, is that I was in the egress there. It was kind of strange in there with the black kind of mist, sparkles and steam. And it was kind of interesting because I was stuck between two antimatter disturbances in which I had changed the timing by taking my key while I was down there in the dark in the egress looking at there. It was an already started antimatter disturbance that exploded. But there was a new one that had come in. And as it came in while I was in the egress, I was kind of looking at it going, what the fuck is this, right? And took the key I had and started waving it like a round key, waving it through the sphere that was expanding, right? And it started to shrink. This was kind of strange. And then I started to shrink some more. And all of a sudden I hear from, like, out there, that's enough. And so I go running out of the egress, right? And apparently, from the moon, when he said that's enough, the world had exploded. Right? And I'm watching from the moon as when he says that's enough, and I go running out of the egress, and the world goes back together. Right? Okay. Tell how I am. Right? So, what had happened, and there's a lot of study in this, is that there are two detonations there, one before in time of the same bomb, right? And then the first one. So what he had planned was putting me out of my egress, launching it and walking out of here as me, right? Because he brought me way into the future. So what happened was, when he came down the next time to do it, right? He couldn't get into the door because the key was in the antimatter disturbance. So it delayed him from opening the door until after the disturbance had happened. Right? When it was before, right, the first time. So he came down before and couldn't get the key to open to put the bomb in because it was in the antimatter disturbance. So now we've got an antimatter disturbance here, right? That goes from before to after, and the one I'm in. So what happened was everybody in his arena, the world upstairs of here, started to blow into pieces. Above my presence, the world's blowing up. Below my presence, it's back there. So this leads me to the arena of what is known as the lunar landing. This is where I start getting pieces of Earth back here, before the explosion. Okay? Right? And when I'm doing that, it's doing whole new worlds pieces that are arriving here from before it happened, and I'm doing landings with them, building worlds out of the boulders of which our planet once was, and eventually just to the planet X. Well, alright, so there's a lot more discussion in this, and I just want to make sure you guys get an understanding of what's going on. That was causing everybody in San Francisco to fear was upstairs of here, right? And everybody down here, right? What? And so they all thought it was me, right? Now somehow I'm the one that's responsible for it. So I end up being the ghost of Piedmont, in which, right, I'm over there doing presentations in the Piedmont High School, and they're showing up 15 or 20 or even 30 years before now. Okay? So I've got these light stream images of me that are appearing in the past when I'm doing lectures here, like on the stage, where George Carlin, as I heard, is listening to me now, just 1986. So this allows me to speak to dead people. This is called the sixth sense. Once again, my name's Douglas Tillotson, and I'm the infamous Dr. Who, one and only, the Red Sheep. Would you like to hear more? Was that worth $1?